Alright guys, I am back, and now today I thought I'll do a topical video, and I thought I'll give my thoughts on professional wrestling in 2014, because pro wrestling in 2014 sucks in general. I think everything about pro wrestling this year has sucked. Like the storylines, the character development sucks, the whole structure, the young guys not getting pushed, the older guys getting main event spots, TNA and Ring of Honor not doing very well, and stuff like that is pissing me off. And basically I thought I'll do this video and basically give my thoughts on each company as I talk about them. So let's start with Ring of Honor. Now I'm a big fan of Ring of Honor. I've been a fan of Ring of Honor since 2005 to maybe 2006. I think around the time I watched Ring of Honor. And I was a fan of seeing guys like your Samoa Joes, your CM Punk, your Austin Aries, your guys like your Daniel Bryan, or your Bryan Danielson, and he was back then. Seeing those guys perform and have great feuds, and even Samoa Joe, Colt Cabana, Chris Hero, the list goes on, Steve Corino, the list goes on. And I like Ring of Honor, but my problem with Ring of Honor this year is that they brought AJ Styles back, which is good. That was a good thing that they did this year. One of the good things I liked about Ring of Honor this year is they brought AJ back, they brought Bad Influence back, which is great. They're improving the main event scene, and they're improving the tag team division, and also bringing a guy like AJ Styles who can really help Ring of Honor, help the casual fans of maybe the people, help maybe get some TNA fans over to watch Ring of Honor, which I thought that was a good idea, to get AJ from TNA to Ring of Honor. And I thought that was a really good way, because Ring of Honor can get maybe some TNA fans on their products. And you know what, I think Ring of Honor do need a TV deal. They're very underrated, and you know, I think they'll do wonderful on a TV deal. I know they got a pay-per-view deal right now. Well, the event is June, but basically, if they had a proper television deal, I think that, you know, with the money they have, if they had a pretty good amount of money, I think they could have, you know, a pretty good television show. I liked how it's delivered on the internet. I know we have some streaming issues with Ring of Honor pay-per-views. I've had them in the past myself. I haven't watched the Ring of Honor pay-per-view since maybe July, maybe June time. I haven't watched any Ring of Honor recently since April. No, it wasn't April. It was like June time, because the last feud I remember seeing on Ring of Honor was an Adam Cole and AJ Styles feud. And I've been wanting to watch Ring of Honor, but I've not had time. It's basically, I have lost interest in Ring of Honor. Since Kevin Steen left, I've lost interest. Like, Kevin Steen was my favorite wrestler in Ring of Honor. And, you know, I just don't have anyone to root for anymore. Like, I'm a bit of a fan of Adam Cole, and I'm a bit of a fan, I'm not a fan of Michael Elgin. Like, I don't know. Like, he does nothing for me. Like, he's a big guy, but I don't think he has any charisma like Kevin Steen does. But Steve Corino, I'm a bit of a fan of him. But the ACH, Jay Lethal, I'm a fan of those guys. But apart from those guys, I'm not really a fan of that. I'm not really for anybody right now in Ring of Honor. But like I said, Ring of Honor this year, they've had a good year this year. With, I think the three signings they had this year were the best thing that they did this year, was sign AJ Styles and Bad Influence. But apart from that, Ring of Honor's not had a really great year this year. I mean, they made Adam Cole a top heel for Ring of Honor, but he wasn't really a dominant heel. Sometimes he was a chicken shit heel champion, which I don't really like. But apart from that, I think Ring of Honor this year have had a good, decent year. TNA. Oh my god. Well, where can I start with TNA? I haven't talked about TNA since June, so let's talk about TNA. TNA. Well, in 2013, they had this stupid faction called the Aces and 0.8, what lasted too damn long. They have too many old guys in their 50s wrestling. They have too many old guys in the main event scene. They don't have no tag team division. What I've heard is TNA are trying to rebuild the old, trying to make a new Attitude Era, I guess, with having the Team 3D and the Hardys and the Wolves, trying to make a new Edge, Christian and Team 3D WrestleMania 17 match. What the fuck are they doing that for? Nobody can click the match between those three teams again. like they did WrestleMania 17, and putting the Wolves in there isn't going to make everything exciting just because they're younger. Like, it's just going to make your tag team division better. TNA, sign some, get rid of Team 3D, get rid of the Hardys. We don't want them in the tag team division. Bring some new talent into the tag team division. I've said this in the past, and I'll say this again. TNA really needs some young stars to get that tag team division over. Some people who can actually cut promos on the mic. And I'm a fan of the Wolves myself, but basically they're not the best promo cutters in the tag team division. We need some good promo cutters, and in my opinion, like I'm just tired of seeing the Dudley Boys, and I'm tired of seeing the Hardy Boys. Like, you know, I was tired of seeing that. Like, and then TNA this year just had a bad year. Everything has gone wrong for TNA this year, where they've lost the television deal in August. Then we had beginning of the year they had a Dixie Carter and Bully Ray feud. Then they've had some other shit and just basically bad booking. They lost AJ Styles in January. They've lost a ton of other. They lost Chris Sabin. They've had Eric Young as your TNA World Heavyweight Champion. They've had everything gone wrong in TNA. Bad booking decisions all year round, and it's just terrible. TNA have been worse. I think TNA and WWE have been the two worst wrestling companies in 2014. In 2014, I think Ring of Honor hasn't done that bad, but the other two companies, TNA, WWE, just bad booking decisions. Like, really bad. Like, if you take example a booking decision a couple of weeks ago, a few months ago, you had Eric Young and MVP was supposed to main event TNA Slammiversary 2014. Who in the blue hell would care about an MVP and an Eric Young feud? Two guys who are mid-card wrestlers. They do not belong in the main event scene. And then I've heard that a few weeks ago that they're signing people like they got rid of Rockstar Spud and they're bringing him back. What the fuck did they get rid of him for? I don't know, but you know what, they brought him back. And then a few weeks later, or a month later, I think back in September, they signed Brodus Clay, and then they had before that they had Tommy Dreamer coming back, and Rhino, and all the ECW has-beens. Like, this reminds me of this is so bad from TNA. TNA don't have the stars. They have no stars. They have no identity. So the best way that they have decided that they wanted to go to New York, right, to shoot some tapings, and I was interested, right. So I watched a couple of episodes of the New York tapings back in June before I started watching TNA, and I thought the shows were pretty good. But what did they do to get those to get people actually watching in New York? Get the ECW has-beens in just because they can get a good reaction and bring ECW moments back together. No, that is total shit. TNA has no identity. They have to keep putting old WWE has-beens in the main event scene, or old ECW guys in the main event scene. This is TNA's problem. They have a talented roster. They used to have a talented roster with your AJ Styles, your Bad Influences, your Austin Aries, your James Storm, your Bobby Roode in the main event scene. But they just blew it away from me. In my opinion, they put guys like Hogan in the main event scene all the time. They put guys like Sting, Jeff Hardy, not Kurt Angle, but guys like Tommy Dreamer and Rhino and Brodus Clay. All that stuff is making TNA bad, and that's what, in my opinion, made me turn off TNA. And let's go with WWE. WWE's next. WWE this year, they've had a bad year as well. Starting with the Royal Rumble 2014, you have Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan is one of your top over babyfaces in WWE. You have him beat John Cena at SummerSlam 2013. Clean. He has like a mini feud with Randy Orton. After that, then you get to Royal Rumble 2014, where he's had a great match with Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's got a big win over. Bray Wyatt's got a win over Daniel Bryan. So then people thinking, oh well, his match went out first, so basically he's gonna have time to heal up and get out there. But back in January, back in December, WWE had this idea that they're going to bring Batista back. I thought, okay, I'm alright with this. You know, Batista could sell free tickets to WrestleMania. But and then when we get to the Royal Rumble, we get to Batista coming out, and then number 30 was Rey Mysterio, the fans doing stuff. You have all the fans wanted Daniel Bryan to win the Royal Rumble, including myself. I wanted Daniel Bryan to win the Royal Rumble in this year. But no, the WWE thought, oh, wait a minute, we should have Dave Batista win the Royal Rumble because he's going to sell tickets to WrestleMania. Yes, he could have been still in the main event of WrestleMania, but you could have had maybe him win a number contender match at Elimination Chamber or something, and had the triple threat still then. But no, the WWE had to go the WWE route and had to have Batista win the Royal Rumble, and Daniel Bryan had to feud with fucking Triple H because of that reason of Daniel Bryan not winning the Royal Rumble. CM Punk quit as well, so that was a bad reason. That was a bad booking decision by the WWE. And in my opinion, Daniel Bryan should have won the Royal Rumble. That's how 2014. That's why WWE got banned in 2014. Well, the first mistake there was not having Daniel Bryan win the Royal Rumble. And then you have, and then you had a few weeks ago, you had Randy Orton versus John Cena as your main event, as one of your main events for Hell in a Cell. Are you fucking seriously? Are you seriously? Are you kidding me? John Cena versus Randy Orton? Like, what the hell? Does any... In 2014, do we want to see a Randy Orton and a John Cena feud? Hell no. That was 7 years ago. We need to start focusing on a niche movement like your Roman Reigns, your Dean Ambrose, and your Seth Rollins. And in my opinion, that was a bad booking decision by the WWE. And then you've got people like Bo Dallas getting buried by John Cena now. And then you have Bo Dallas, you know, jobbing out now. And then you have somebody like an Adam Rose who nobody cares about. You have, and then also another thing that pissed me off about the WWE this year is they have Bray Wyatt, who in 2013, same like Daniel Bryan, was red hot. His momentum was red hot. He beat Kane. He was going into feuds with guys like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. He beat them, you know, he gets to win over them over like Survivor Series and Royal Rumble. And then he gets, so he gets to WrestleMania. WrestleMania. He gets Cena and Bray Wyatt. Cena shovels down the entire Wyatt family. Well, not the entire Wyatt family, that's 2 months later. But he absolutely buries them. So John Cena beats Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. I thought, alright then, Bray Wyatt looked like a star. He could have maybe got a win maybe at a Extreme Rules claim, but we get to Extreme Rules 2014. A ton of interference. That was a bad booking decision by the WWE. Bray Wyatt had to cheat to win. A character like Bray Wyatt cheating to win. Just ridiculous booking like that. You have a great talent in the Bray Wyatt. And you have John Cena. Do the math, people. John Cena is older. John Cena didn't need that win at WrestleMania. He didn't need to win at Extreme Rules. I'm glad he didn't. But John Cena's equals that damn fucking big that he has to fucking not win. He cannot lose clean to Bray Wyatt. So we get to at Extreme Rules 2014, Bray Wyatt has to use the kid, and so Dominic escaped to win at Extreme Rules 2014, and that is mind-boggling to me because why would you have somebody like a Bray Wyatt just be a chicken heel to John Cena? I don't get that. But and another thing that pissed me off about WWE this year, John Cena buried the entire Wyatt family before he feuded with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I think it was maybe the night before, a few days before SummerSlam, or maybe it was the night after SummerSlam. No, it was the night after SummerSlam. John Cena came out. I think he faced Bray in the main event. I think Bray won the match or something. Then after the match, the Wyatts interfered, and then Bray and Cena buried Bray, Harper, and Cena buried the entire Wyatt family by hitting them with AAs. So that touches something WWE. Dig. So yeah, you buried Bray. You buried the Wyatt family. Thank you, WWE. How are you supposed to build up Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family in 2014 if you're gonna feed them to John Cena? And this, what pisses me off about the WWE, they focus on one wrestler in WWE. And what they do after a few months of them having great momentum and having great pay-per-view wins, like having main event wins on pay-per-view and having main event matches on Raw, they just feed them to John Cena or Randy Orton, and then they get shoveled down and buried, and they're back in the mid-card a few months later, all the jobbers. And that's what pisses me off about the WWE. And another thing what pisses me off about the WWE is basically you had Roman, and then another thing, well, aside from let's talk about the good things that happened in WWE this year. I know they've had a lot of bad things in WWE this year. Let's talk about the good things though. WWE did have the Ultimate Warrior come back, and Scott Hall and JD St. Ross come back, and they were in the Hall of Fame this year. That was a good thing, I thought, was really good. I'm glad that they finally got those three guys in the Hall of Fame where they deserve, and I'm glad that their names are in the Hall of Fame now. Also, I liked how Triple H put over Daniel Bryan. I liked how Randy Orton and Batista put over The Shield to Extreme Rules 2014. I liked how Triple H put over Roman Reigns at Payback. I liked how Daniel Bryan finally got to win the WWE World Title. Unfortunately, he got injured. That was another bad thing about the WWE this year. Also, well, kind of that, probably kind of Kane's fault, either. But also, I did like how they gave Brock the title. I liked how they've pushed Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. I'm glad how they've pushed them guys in the last few months as great singles wrestlers. I hope that the WWE continue doing that with those three guys, because Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. Those three guys are talented. I mean, Roman Reigns probably needs a bit of work on his mic skills. Dean Ambrose, he is great. Like his character, I love how they booked Dean Ambrose. His momentum has been really good. The Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose feud, that was another thing I liked about this year. I liked how they had a real great feud, and basically I enjoyed it. The whole feud was really good. And I like how they really booked Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose really well singles wrestlers. Like they haven't buried any of them. Only problem I have with one wrestler with one member of the Shield that they didn't book properly was Seth Rollins. Now sometimes when he was in that feud with Dean Ambrose, he was being a chicken heel and basically just being a coward and just like chickening out like running away from Dean Ambrose and stuff and John Cena, and that's something I didn't like about the WWE. But that was just a minor issue. But the rest of the issues I said about the WWE, I haven't liked that all year. But basically, that's about it though. So we still got Survivor Series to go yet, guys. We had some real great matches from, but I think this year in pro wrestling, it hasn't been a good year for pro wrestling this year. But basically, I think with the good things I mentioned from WWE, Ring of Honor, and I mentioned some bad things about TNA, but apart from the bad things from TNA and the bad things from WWE, I think pro wrestling in 2014 isn't that bad. I mean, obviously, if you ask one of my uncles or ask one of my grandparents, would they watch wrestling now? Maybe not, because it wasn't like they remember from the Attitude Era, because I have lived in the Attitude Era. I have watched the Attitude Era. I've grown up in the Attitude Era, so I know. I've seen all the great moments from the Attitude Era, so I don't really need to watch wrestling now. But basically, if WWE is bad right now, but I think pro wrestling is bad right now with all the bad booking decisions, what is going on. Well, I think if WWE continue, WWE keep pushing guys like your Dean Ambrose, your Seth Rollins, and your Roman Reigns, and hopefully push Bray Wyatt again, and your Ryback's back to the main event scene, and hopefully do something with Cesaro. I think they'll be okay. TNA, I don't know if you're going to survive in 2015. If you are, well, that'll shock me as well. So if TNA, if they survive in 2015, I'll be shocked, because they have been doing bad booking decisions for years and years and years and years. So that is it, guys, for this video. Hope you guys like this video. I'm sorry, guys, it was a bit long. I rambled on about pro wrestling this year. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys. What the hell happened? I hope you guys like this video and leave your thoughts in the comments. So thanks for watching, guys. Right out. Hopefully you did record it right.